I'm dead. Oh, it's Rashala. It's Rashala. AI scavs can be one of the most deceiving things to fight in Tarkov. When coming into this game, you might think scavs are just AI, they should be no problem to deal with, right? Well, that's not entirely true. You and I both probably died to scavs more than we'd imagine. In today's video, we are going to talk about common mistakes we make as we fight scavs and how we can learn and take advantage of their AI behavior. Do note though that Battlestate Games, the devs of Tarkov, they've been continuously making scavs more human-like as they keep updating the game. In the recent days, AI seem to have more behaviors than before. They'll either camp in a spot, roam around from area to area, or even push you or flank you. Not only that, but because they're AI, they can also have insane aimbot. But at the end of the day, they are AI, so they can still be predictable. We will be talking about Scav bosses as well in this video, but we won't go in depth per scav on how to fight him. Maybe I'll do that for a future video. Also, I do want to mention that these are pretty casual tests I did in offline raids, and there's no actual written data I got from the game or any science. This is all just like testing an offline raid and just feeling it out. So there is room for error in these tests and my findings, but generally this did help me understand scavs more, and I believe it will help you a lot as well. So with that said, let's go over a couple of things to keep in mind when fighting scavs in Escape from Tarkov. Number one, there is no shame in dying to AI scavs. The idea behind this first tip is that I believe this is the foundation of dealing with scavs. To not feel horrible or ashamed that you died to AI. I usually get this from newer players. They come up to me and say, dude, you won't believe what just happened. I just died to a scav. But believe me, this will happen more often than not, and it's normal. This, in my opinion, is probably one of the most underrated ideas to keep in mind when fighting AI in this game, especially for new players. When you're new to Tarkov and you keep dying to AI in this game, it can make you feel like the most garbage player in the world. But you have to keep in mind that AI in this game, they are no joke. Sometimes they can even be more difficult to deal with than actual players. Like I mentioned earlier in this video, the AI in Tarkov have been slowly becoming more human-like as devs keep updating them patch by patch. And as they become more human-like, they become a little more unpredictable. They spawn or roam in places that we've never seen them before. And because of their insane aimbot, the second thing I want you guys to keep in mind when fighting AI in this game is to not overpeek them. The general idea is that the longer you are in their line of sight, the better their aim gets to a fatal part like your chest or your head. Although there is still a chance to get killed by the first shot of a scav, whether it's a headshot or a thorax shot, depending on what armor you're wearing. Especially shotgun scavs with buckshot, they are one of the more scary ones to deal with because in a buck you have several pellets, and if that one little pellet hits your head or your face uncovered, you know, if you don't have a face shield or anything or a helmet, it's a one tap. That's a GG. So I did some tests in offline mode to see how quick scavs will aggro on you and how long they'll stay aggroed. I turned on PvE and set their difficulty as they are online. So here are my findings. When you first come into a scav's line of sight, he will give you a voice line to let you know that I see you. And as you hear his voice line, you have about less than a second to get into cover before he shoots. There also seems to be a chance where a scav will shoot immediately even without a voice line or with no warning, or he'll give a voice line while shooting immediately, like it'll happen simultaneously, but it did happen less times. Also, I've had varying results with their first shot. Sometimes they hit it, sometimes they don't, but I've had a lot of success of dodging their first shot when you get into cover after their first voice line. So if you know the general location of a scav ahead of you, fight them off of cover. For normal scavs, when you appear in their line of sight for the first time, they stay aggroed for about 4 seconds. Within that approximate 4-second aggro time, scavs are aimbotting you through the wall. So if you re-peek too soon, you may get hit by the scav. On the other hand, if you wait for about 4 seconds or more and you re-peek the scav, it seems like his aggro behavior is reset. So he'll give you the voice line again and you'll get that split second to get back into cover. So what's important to reset a scav's aggro behavior and his aimbot behavior is to stay out of his line of sight for about 4 or more seconds. I had similar results with raiders and labs, but the main difference I noticed was that raiders throw more grenades, and another thing that I can't 100% confirm, but it seems like raiders flank and reposition more than normal scavs, but I'm not 100% about that. As for the scav bosses, I found that Rashala, Glukar, Sturman, and their bodyguards have similar behavior. They all have a similar aggro window of about 4 seconds, similar to the normal scavs. Also, they're a mix of passive and aggressive. In my multiple tests and offline runs, sometimes when I come across them, they're either gonna double back and hide in rooms and I have to hunt them down one at a time, or they W key me. But if they do rush me, when I stay out of their line of sight for a few seconds, they actually de-aggro from me and back off. On the other hand, Killa and Tagala are super hyper aggressive. Check out this clip of Killa. As soon as he spots me, he spams grenades at me. He probably threw every grenade on him and he starts mag dumping all the bullets he has. And as he's pre-firing and throwing grenades, I'm not even in his line of sight. The only way I stopped this behavior from Killa was to run away from him. As soon as I made enough distance between myself and Killa, he sprinted to my last known location. When I got enough distance and made a full circle around him, we seem to have de-aggroed and reset Killa and got an easy kill here. In my multiple tests with Tagala, he's similar to Killa where he doesn't stop chasing you up until either of you are dead. Just look at this. Tagala and I are going around in circles in the factory office until I finally turned on him. For Killa and Tagala, it seems like the only way to get them off your tail is to get enough distance between you two. In conclusion, the general idea to dealing with scavs is to take your time with them. Get to cover, take an angle, take the shot. Honestly, it's very similar to dealing with PMCs or players in this game. You gotta respect the power of scavs because like I said earlier in the video, they are no joke. I hope you guys found this video helpful. To be frank, I've been playing this game for a couple of years and it's only now I actually tried to look into scav behavior as much as I did in this video. So even I am learning as much as you guys are. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, if you guys liked it, do hit that like button. It helps the channel a lot. If you guys want more Tarkov content, do subscribe to the channel to keep updated. And if you guys want to drop by the live streams, I do stream Monday to Friday. I play a lot of Escape from Tarkov, twitch.tv/ramenstyle, and I will see you guys on the next one.